No, I would not like a Russian bride. Thank you. Unsubscribe. Okay. Hi, how are you doing? Hate getting emails from things I haven't ever signed up for. It's kind of annoying. So, a little bit earlier than normal, because I wanted to do it when it was bright out, but it's been raining all day, so it's brighter than it would be at 8 o'clock at night. So I have a few of the things that I was going to talk about the other day. I'll start with the most recent, I guess. So, without explaining to you how I got him, because it's kind of stupid, I got this little TPS target bullseye, and I posted a picture on Instagram the other day with this saying, "Oh, hey there! I see you got that new movie, The Habit, the Despicable Smog." Because I kind of want to make a meme out of him, because I think way too nice security guard that doesn't actually know what he's talking about would be hilarious. But I just don't know what else to do, because this one just came out of the middle of nowhere, and it just kind of thought it was adorable, so I did it. But now I don't have any idea for any other ones. So if you think it's funny or adorable or whatever, let me know what you would make a meme with my target puppy here, my TPS Bullseye. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about them, and I was just so excited to get him because I love Bullseye. I always have, and kind of silly, and I don't care. What else? So I don't know if I ever told anybody, and even if I did, I don't know how many of you may have remembered, but I went to a Christian college. It was a 1-year program, and while I was up there, any opportunity we had to go do anything weird or fun or whatever, heck yeah, why not? So one time one of our deans came around and said, "Hey, they're shooting a movie over here in Calgary, and who wants to come? Who wants to try to be in the movie? They need extras." And I was like, "Oh, heck yeah! I love acting." And even though it's not really acting, it's at the very least, I'd love the opportunity to be in a movie. So we get there, and we find out it's going to be one of these A&E on TV movies, and that's fine, whatever. And we found out it was about Eric Weinmeier, who became blind as a young boy, and he became the first blind man to climb Mount Everest. And I don't know if he was the first to climb a bunch of the other highest mountains, but he has climbed either all of them or almost all of them, the main ones. So yeah, so we ended up being in this one scene where he's wrestling in high school, and I remember going in because like all the main characters were already there, kind of up in the stands, including Eric himself, who was kind of like cameoing behind the guy who was playing his father. And I'm like all the way down the other side of, they're like middle, and I'm all the way to the right. But I keep going, I'm sitting while they're telling us everything that we need to do. I keep going like this. Why does that guy look familiar down there? He's obviously one of the main guys. Who is this guy down here? I can't come up with who it is. And I also don't come up with who the guy playing Eric is. Even though he also looks a little bit familiar. Not as familiar as this other guy, though. Anyway, so we sit there. We do the same take like 50 gajillion times. And then they're like, "Okay, bye." So we leave. And, I look it up, see if there's anything about it, and I'm constantly looking it up every couple months. And then we leave school because that happened in, maybe around before Christmas time, I believe. Because I remember coming home and mentioning it a few times. Anyway, we go back. I come home, from college altogether. We graduate, come home, and I keep looking it up every so often, and then one day I think I heard that it was coming finally, and it was probably over a year later that the movie actually came out on A&E. So I was so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, that's the movie that I'm in. Ah. And I'm like, you probably will never be able to see me. I'm just this one face in the crowd. Whatever. BT dubs, you can't really see me unless you're like here with me. And I go, that's me. That's me right there. That one little there. Anyway, so I watched the movie. Cool, cool. I would love a DVD of it. They never said anything. So a couple months after the movie comes out, I look and see if they have a DVD of it yet, because sometimes the stuff comes out and they immediately put it on DVD and try to sell it, and sometimes they don't. Didn't come out. I sent an email to A&E, hey, I was in this movie. I mean, even if I wasn't, I just kind of want to show people. I think it's really cool. And they're like, oh, well, we decide on how much interest we get in it, how many times it's been watched, So, got the brush off, basically. A couple of years after that. I feel like I'm saying this is forever and ever and ever. But yeah, by the time I saw it, it was about a year after we did the movie, and then maybe a year and a half, 2 years after that, they finally released it on DVD, and I was like freaking out. And I didn't get it for the longest time. I didn't get it until about like a year and a half, 2 years ago that I finally actually bought the movie. So here's the movie. So you see that name right there, Peter Facinelli? Yeah, that's the guy that we were rooting for. That's the guy that played Eric Weimeyer. Those of you who don't know who Peter Facinelli is by his name, this is the guy that played Carlisle Cullen in the Twilight movies. As well as, Can't Hardly Wait. He was one of the characters in that movie, and which is probably where I remember him from, because I had seen it a couple times when I had been there to film. Is the other name on here? No. It's not. Okay. So, what I forgot to mention is I went on, and when it finally showed up on IMDb, I'm going through the list going, hey, Daniel, talking to my brother, showing him the movie. I'm like scrolling down. He's like, oh my god, he's in the movie. He was in the movie. And I was like, who are you talking about? So he brings the picture up, the guy. I'm like, oh yeah, that's the guy that was sitting down the road from me. And I kept going, hey, he's really familiar. Bruce Campbell. Bruce friggin' Campbell. Oh my gosh. And now I feel like crap that I didn't know him. But so yeah. So Peter Facinelli and Bruce Campbell and I was in a movie and touched the top of the world. It's obviously it's a story. It's something I don't think about that much. You'd think that you were in a movie with Peter Facinelli and Bruce Campbell, you would want to talk about that all the time. I don't usually talk about it, mostly because I wasn't really in it. I was just kind of like, here's a blob that is in the background. But, so yeah, there's that. How you like them apples. And I've talked for, oh good God, far too long. I will talk to you guys tomorrow, I guess. I'm trying to make this a daily thing. Trying. Very much trying. Love you guys. Bye.